What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video I want to talk about which is better. I want to compare Mario Kart versus Crash Team Racing. I want to talk about the things that I like, dislike about these games, and ultimately which game I find to be the better one. So this is kind of like an opinion video. This is me, again, just discussing these games and ultimately picking one that I would rather play over the other. And this is, of course, because of our coverage of Crash Team Racing, a game that we are giving away on the channel. So if this is the first time you guys are on our channel, make sure you guys check out that giveaway video in our list of videos from a few days ago. So these two games, obviously, you know, when Crash comes out, this is a big thing that I think people talk about. I think it's always been a thing, and you kind of see that very vocal minority of people that say Crash is better, and I want to just give them a chance. I want to talk about maybe the strengths of Crash versus Mario and ultimately where I stand, and I think I'm going to skip right to the end here and say I truly believe, in my own personal favorite of these two games is in fact Mario Kart. Now, more specifically, I guess Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I'm kind of comparing 8 Deluxe versus Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, the newest of both versions. I think that's the most fair that you can give these two games. Now, I'll give Crash this. I'll talk about Crash first. Crash is a very, very different kind of racing game, and one of the main things people that like Crash will say is they took the formula of Mario Kart, which was always that kind of golden standard, right? They took that golden standard and they made it their own. They made it Crash, and they added some very, very fundamental different changes to the game to make what Crash Team Racing is. And you know, I think when it comes to these games, one of my things that I prefer for Mario Kart over Crash is two big ones. One is the amount of people in a given race, and you can have up to 12 people in a Mario Kart race. You can only have up to 8 in Crash, and I know it's just 4. The maps and items are the other thing. I think they both go very hand in hand because the maps in Mario Kart lend itself to having these big groups of people, and you know, there's more boxes to destroy in terms of like to get an item. There's just more going around, more chaos. And although when Crash gets like down and dirty and there's a lot of people attacking each other in that game, it can be very, very chaotic. Still, when you're in the middle of the pack feel, it has a pretty familiar vibe with Mario Kart. You know, if you're in that, say, 3 through 8 territory in Mario Kart, or if you're that kind of 3 through 6 territory in Crash, you know, if you're in the middle of the pack, there's that feeling that you're in like grave danger, right? You have a lot of people to go through, and there's a lot of explosions happening. There's a lot of people bouncing around and getting knocked out and people overtaking them. You get that same kind of feeling. I just feel like because of the more people of Mario Kart, it lends itself to that happening more, and it kind of lends itself out to more fun. Also, the maps. I think there's just more iconic, more fun maps in Mario Kart. Now, again, I don't want to take away from Crash. Crash's diversity makes it unique. I mean, I love the characters. I personally prefer the characters of Crash versus Mario. Crash is one of my favorite franchises of all time, so to play as Dingo Dial and to play as, you know, Crash himself, all these characters, Cortex, all of them, it's such a cool thing. You know, we know we can play as Mario, we know we can play as all those characters, and we know there's a lot, especially Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. There's so many characters to choose from, but I do like the characters in Crash, and I also like the fact that they're each unique, and we're going to have a video talking about the best characters in Crash Team Racing. They each have their own stats. Now, you know, are they really all unique? No, a lot of them are the exact same stats as another person, but at least they have stats. So each character, you know, if you just close your eyes and pick a character, you may end up getting a character that actually performs on the track differently than another one, which you can't say that about Mario Kart, so I would give that, you know, those kind of points to Crash Team Racing. Crash, I really, really, really like the visuals. I really do appreciate how this game looks, how this game feels, and again, it feels very, very different. Having the boosts, and there is something special to nailing 3 boosts in a row and then going very, very quick. There's something to the heaviness of hitting somebody. When you nail a missile hit on somebody, or you're you know, one of those masks are spinning around you, and you hit somebody, it feels heavy. It literally feels like you're destroying a cart, and I really do like that feel. It doesn't have that same kind of feel with Mario. I think ultimately what makes Mario jump, and Crash is different, Crash is fun, I'm enjoying playing Crash. Crash just isn't as much fun, and that's the golden word, is fun. I feel like I have more fun playing Mario Kart. I feel like it's also easier, and you know, I don't want to say Mario is better than than Crash, the racing games, because it's an easier game. But I just feel like you can jump into it, play it, and have fun. I do feel like Crash is the more sophisticated, spin-off of Mario. I feel like there's more to it. I feel like there's a little bit more strategy. The AI in Crash is incredibly smart and incredibly vicious. If you play on harder difficulties, the AI is going to tear you up. I just feel like the game in general, with the boosts, with having to nail them, with having less ways, I think, of getting you back into the race if you really fall behind, Crash is a difficult racing game. There's no way around it. The constant jumping that you have to do to reposition your kart, it's very, very hard. And I feel like when you're playing this game with others, which is the reason I feel like you buy a game like this, I know a game like, say, Forza or Gran Turismo or something like that, it's very possible that you're buying the game just to play it by yourself, although those games also have races as well. But when you're buying a kart racing game, a Sonic Racing, Mario Kart, Crash, you're buying it because you want to play with somebody else, right? Whether it's split screen, whether it is online, and Crash does have that story mode, which I do think it gives it quite the advantage. I do really, really like its story mode. I think Mario Kart could use a story mode or could kind of learn from that. But ultimately, it's even me, I bought Crash Team Racing to play it online. I bought it to be able to play against other people and take what I remember from this franchise, playing it so many years ago and playing it against more people. That's why I got this game. And so when it comes to that, you are buying all of these games, all these racing games, so you can play it with or against somebody. And I just feel like Mario Kart is easier to jump in. It's more fun to play. It's smoother. And again, that's I feel like it has something to do with that difficulty. It's just an easier game to jump into. And again, I'm not saying Crash is this really, really difficult game that you have to be an absolute pro at whatever kind of genre in order to jump in. But in a way, you kind of do have to have some skills, and you can't, if you're just playing Mario Kart and then you jump into Crash, I do feel like you're gonna have a tough time. And again, if you're playing it with somebody else, say your friend or your boyfriend, girlfriend, parents, children, whatever, you hand them a controller and you tell them to play Mario Kart. And I have a daughter, okay, so let's talk about that. 5-year-old. A 5-year-old could play Mario Kart and, finish dead last, of course, but be able to, hit the button to go and drive in a semi-straight line, even if you have, auto steering on, all that stuff. They're able to complete the race. And, if you press the power-up buttons and you just constantly spam that, maybe you may actually finish in, 11th or 10th. That's very possible. With Crash, if I were to give this to her, there's 0% chance she would finish anywhere but 8th. There's literally not a chance. I just feel like there's more to this game. It's harder to actually control your kart than in Mario Kart, and I feel like it would just be dead last. And a 5-year-old that's jumping, examples for sure, but even if you're just playing with your parent or somebody who doesn't game, right? And this is a party game. I really do believe that these kart racing games are games that when somebody's over, you can say, hey, you want to play this game? It's a game like Smash Bros. It's a game like Mario Party. Is it the exact same as those games? No, it really isn't. But this is a game that, somebody comes over for a birthday or a celebration or whatever, and you say, hey, you want to play this game? And if they play, they're going to have a much easier time playing Mario Kart than Crash. And I just feel like that kind of lowers the playability of Crash. Is it fundamentally a better game? I don't know. It depends how. I think if you're looking at the core mechanics, it's a more sophisticated and in-depth game than Mario Kart. 100%. 100%. And if that's the kind of game that you want, then this is actually the better game. If a story mode and being able to play it by yourself is what you want, this is a better game. But to jump in and just feel like you're safe in a way and just immediately jump in and start playing, I honestly would recommend Mario Kart, and I would prefer even Mario Kart. I'm not here playing Crash Team Racing and saying, you know what, I'd much rather prefer playing Mario Kart. I personally, Alex here, I feel like they're two very, very different games, and I'm not going to play them for the same reason. If I'm playing with my girlfriend, we're not going to play Crash. We won't. We just won't. But I would actually prefer playing Crash online because I feel like it's tougher. I feel like it's more of a challenge. I feel like in that way, to me, the challenge part is more fun. So if I'm playing online, if I'm playing against people I don't know, I would prefer Crash. Or if I want to jump into the story, play the AI, try and get some very, very difficult challenges, do those CTR races and those relic races, the things that are very, very difficult, I'm in it for Crash. But if I'm in for more of the relax, maybe at night when our daughter goes to sleep and it's just her and I playing a game, I'm going to jump into Mario Kart because I can play it with her. It's easier. I can kind of just sit back, relax. The actual controller for the Nintendo Switch, which is what I use. I don't actually use the GameCube controller for Mario Kart. I just feel like it's a better placement in my hand to kind of just, again, kick back and play online and not be like super, super energetic. And I thought I was super into and like, kind of get very, very competitive and get kind of on edge with Mario Kart. But after playing Crash, I really feel like I'm going to tame down when it comes to Mario Kart because I just feel like Crash is, again, harder and that kind of like gets your blood moving a little bit more. So a lot of back and forth in this video. I guess ultimately what I've kind of come into convincing myself just in this video alone is, again, fun, pleasure, just, kind of kicking back. I feel like Mario Kart is the game. Crash, I feel like, is more difficult, more kind of even rewarding experience if you're into that kind of stuff. And they're both very, very different games. I don't even think it's technically fair to say one game is better than the other because, again, I think if you like Mario Kart, you may not even like Crash. And if you like Crash, you may not even like Mario Kart. It's the same genre of games, but it's not a game, they're not two games that you can just jump back and forth in and guarantee yourself that if you like this game, you like that game. It's not that kind of game. So, guys, I want to hear from you in the comments below. Which do you think is better? Which one do you prefer? Again, I prefer, I guess, at the end of this day, Mario Kart. However, there's a lot of reasons that I still will go back and play Crash Team Racing. But I want to hear from you guys. What's your opinions? Let me know. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel podcast now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. And again, we've been covering Crash Team Racing. We've been making a lot of these videos because we're doing a giveaway for this game and just in general covering this game on the channel. So make sure you guys check out that giveaway video. If you guys know anybody who wants the game, who hasn't bought it, make sure you send them our way. And we really appreciate you guys' support, and we will see you on the next video.